Greetings for the day. My name is Muhammad Rahmat Ali. Welcome to another session of soft computing. So, in today's session, we're going to learn about the proposition logic as well as the connectors related to proposition logic and how we can implement it with reference to the fuzzy logic. Now, before going into this topic, let us revise the thing that we have studied in the previous session. We studied about the predicate logic and also with reference to the truth tables and truth values, what actually is and how we are going to implement it. In today's session, we are going to study the propositional proposition logic. Now, what it is? It is been defined as something which is accurate, which has some accurate value, which can be or there can be some operations that can be performed on that particular values. The values which can be processed for some input to get some output are called as or when considered with reference to the proposition logic. Now what it says, a proposition is a collection of declarative statements. Remember this word, declarative statements that have either a true or false value. In the sense, I am speaking, you confirm it, so this is a true value. I am silent, no, it is false. Why? Because I am speaking. It means a value which is a quantified value or which can be measured. It can be true or it can be false. It can be either of the things. It can be either of the things. So the things that can be measured or be declarative. Okay, what it says, a proposition is a collection of declarative statements that have either a truth or a true value or a truth value or a false. Okay, or a false value or a truth value. Okay, a proposition consists of propositional variables and connectives. The propositional values are denoted by capital letters A and B, etc. The connectives connected to the propositions are variables or propositional variables. And since there are some connectives that we are going to see in the coming session or in the coming slides, not session. In the coming slide, we are going to see what are the connectives. Now, they have been measured with reference to connective to be decided whether this statement is true or false, or how this statement is being related to another statement and how one statement is being connected to another statement. If at all you see over here, a few examples of propositions are given below. What is? Man is mortal. Man is mortal. Mortal like is ability of the human. So what it returns? It returns a value called as true. Yes, humans are mortal. They are not immortal. Now coming to the second statement, what it says, 12 plus 9 is how much? 12 plus 9 is 21. Is it equal to 3 minus 1? What is the value of 3 minus 1? It is 1. So is these both values same? No, it is not. It's not same. So the value is false. The value is false. So it returns a value. It means to be a propositional logic, the statement or the value should be quantitative, which can be measured, or the value, in other words, I can say the value should be accurate with reference to the specification. Now considering another example where it says A is less than 2. Now tell me whether this is true or false. Whether this is true or false. You cannot say until you know the accurate value of A. If at all, let me consider the value of A is 10. So is this statement true? False. The statement is false. Now considering another value of A, as 0. Now here the value is true. Here the value is true. Now A is less than true cannot be said as true or false because it does not have an accurate value. It does not have an accurate value. So what it says, A is less than 2, it is because unless we give a specific value of A, we cannot say whether the statement is true or false. If the statement is true or false. So this is how proposition logic works. Now what are the connectives? What are the connects which make the proposition logic? In proposition logic, we use the following 5 connectives. See, this is the thing that you have studied from class 10th. Again we are studying this, but in a different context. This we are studying in a different context. Here our context of learning is to get some results from this truth table. Here our intention is to study this particular topic just to get the result based on soft computing. So what is the first one? The first one is OR, the second one is AND, the third one is negation or NOT, the third one is implication, and the last one is if and only if. So how can we implement these statements? I'll try to make you understand all of these things very in a simpler way so that you can remember it forever. I'll give you small examples to remember this. Though you know everything, but still I'll tell you how we can predict the result from this. Now moving forward with the first statement, OR. OR is a statement which is been used to check if any of the condition, if any of one of the condition is true, then the statement is true. If any one of the statement is true, then it is true. OR is a statement which has an option of at least one option to be true, then the outcome will be true. If any one outcome is true, then the outcome will be true. Now see, or I'll give you a small example. You went to a grocery shop to buy a cake or to buy some particular thing. You went to buy a Dairy Milk chocolate, for example, but the shopkeeper said, I don't have Cadbury chocolate, but I have what you call as Dairy Milk. Or you went for a Dairy Milk, the Dairy Milk is not there, but there is some Cadbury 5-star chocolate. Now what your intention is to get the chocolate, your intention was to get the chocolate, so you have the option. If you are getting any of the both of things, you will buy your things. So it means if any one of the condition is true, then the statement is true. Or else you went to a retailer shop to buy some oil, and your mother told me to get any of the oil like sunflower oil or what you call as groundnut oil, any of the oil. So now you have option, like if you are getting any of the oil, you need to get the oil. It means if any of the condition is true, then this condition is true. Now considering the truth table for this A as A is true, B is true, then A or B is true. A is true, B is false. A is true, like in the first case sunflower oil is there and mustard oil is there, so you can buy both the things. In the second case, sunflower oil is there but mustard oil is not there, so you can buy sunflower oil. In the third situation, sunflower oil is not there but mustard oil is there, you can still buy the mustard oil. In the last case, sunflower oil is also not there and mustard oil is also not there, so you cannot buy anything. In the sense, or in the situation in which both the condition should not be true, at least one condition is true, then the outcome is true. Now moving forward for the next statement, that is AND. What is AND? AND is the opposite of OR, where both the condition should be true, then only the statement will be true. In AND, both the condition should be true, then only the statement will be true. How? You went to a grocery shop and you want to buy both Cadbury and Dairy Milk. Okay, Cadbury, Dairy Milk, in the sense you want to buy Dairy Milk as well as 5-star. If at all if you are getting both of the things, then only you will buy the chocolates, or else you will not buy the chocolate. In the sense, if both the conditions are true, then only the statement will be true. In rest of the cases, the statement will be false. If at all if we check with the condition over here, what it says, A is true, B is true. A is true and B is true, then A and B is true. A is true, B is false, then the outcome is false. A is false, B is true, then also A and B is false. A is false and B is false, then also the outcome is false. Now what do you mean by this? This means if both the conditions are true, then only the statement will be true, or else the conditions will be false. The condition will be false. Okay. Now why we are studying this and or? This is to study to get some predictive type of statements. If at all this happens and also this happens, what is the statement, like what is the next step that need to be taken? If at all, see, if at all you got 80% marks in your engineering, also you have management skills, or in another job, what you call as job, you want just a managerial skill but not the engineering degree. So what you will choose? You will choose for your career options of getting the job with reference to your subject, as well as where you can improve your managerial skills in your core competency. So in a sense, or and are used to make some predictive type of decisions, to make some decisions based on some existing values, based on some existing results. Now moving forward, the next statement is negation. It means whatever the input that you are getting will be, the outcome will always be the reverse one. The outcome will always be the reverse one. It is something like your mirror image. You are in front of your mirror image. Like what is the thing that you are is the opposite, the same thing that you are with the things. But here the values is the reverse one. The values is the reverse one. Mirror in the sense, mirror image is the reverse of your image. It's not your actual image, it is the reverse image of yours. Okay. Now what it says, when the value is true, the outcome will be false. When the outcome is false, the outcome will, like when the input is true, the outcome will be false, and when the input is false, the outcome will be true. This is what we call as negation. Okay. Now the next one is implication. Implication in the sense, an implication A implies B means B implies A. Okay. The implication A implies B is a proposition if A then B. If A then B. If it is false, if A is true and B is false. In the sense, if it is false in A, or in simpler words I can say, if at all A is true and B is false, if A is true then and B is false, then the outcome will be false. Or in a simpler way, if I say this, the things which are in A should be present in B. Things which are in A should be present in B. If at all there is something which is in A and not in B, it means it is false. If at all there is nothing in A but there is something present in B, then it is true. Why? Because A has nothing, B has something. That is what the thing that is been said over here. Now if at all if you see this table, like understand this thing very carefully. This is very important. Why? Because this is the place where most of the people will get confused. A and B. If A is true, B is true, A implication B is also true. If A is true, B is true, then A implication B is also true. Now, if A is true, B is false, then the outcome will be false. Why? Because A has some content which is not present in B, and A implies B in the sense B has the content of A. It means if at all B does not hold any of the value of A, then the outcome will be false. And here A has nothing, B has something, and the value of A is present in B, then it is true. Where in the last case, A has nothing, B has nothing, the outcome will be true. Why? Because both of the sets are null sets, so the outcome will be as null set only, so it is true. Okay, understood? If at all if I say this with a simple example, father and a son. father is intelligent, it means the son is also intelligent, plus the son has its own features. The son has its own features. Also, if at all, if I say in this another way to make you understand, how I can say is, okay, like you're engineering, first year, second year, third year, and final year. If at all, if you are in your third year, it is obvious that you have studied your second year as well as your first year, though that first year is from polytechnic or from engineering. It is obviously known. If at all, if there is someone who is studying engineering third year and has never studied engineering second year, is it possible? No, it's not possible. It is not possible. It is not possible. So what it means? If set A has something, set B should acquire that. Set B should acquire that. If at all father is intelligent, the son will always, like, son will be intelligent plus son will also be hardworking. Okay, see over here. Father is intelligent, son is intelligent, means true. And son has also some extra additional features as hardworking. Now, father is intelligent but son is not intelligent. It means son has not inherited the property of father. It means it is a false statement. It is a false statement. It means that child does not belong to that father. That child does not belong to that father. He is like another child. He is the child of another. Now, father is not intelligent, but son is intelligent and hardworking. It means he is a father, he is a son of this father, then the outcome is true. Why? Because the father is intelligent as well as hardworking. In the last case, father is not intelligent and son is also not intelligent. So it is true. Why? Because both the sets are same. Both the sets are same. This is what we call as implication. Then the next one is if and only if. If and only if, in the sense, if two statements are true, then the statement will be true, and if two statements are false, then only the statement will be true. Either two truths or two false, then only the statement will be true, or else in every other situation the statements will be false. The input is true, the outcome is true. If the two inputs are false, then the outcome is also true. If at all one input is true, another input is false, then the outcome will be false. The first input is false, the second input is true, then also the statement is false. Then the outcome is false. This is all about the connective statement. This is all about the connective statement. Now, with reference to the truth value in fuzzy logic, like we have seen these values, how can this be implemented with reference to the fuzzy logic? So how it is being done? It is done something like this. The truth value of proposition in fuzzy set in the range include 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. In the sense, the truth value in fuzzy ranges between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. The 0 indicates false, 1 indicates true, and also the fuzzy system says to which level it is true and to which level it is false. If at all a student is 0.9 hardworking, 0.9 good student, it means it is 0.1 bad student. It is like, this is how you make a reasoning. This is how you make the reasoning. If at all a student is 0.5 good, it is obvious that he is 0.5 bad. If at all a student is 0.7 good, it means it is 0.3 bad, which includes 0 and 1. He can be completely good, he can be completely bad. In a condition I am speaking. So how it is been represented with reference to fuzzy logic? For an example, P, it means will it rain? Will it rain? Now the truth value of the possibility of rain today is 0.9. The possibility of raining today is 0.9. So this is how it is being represented with reference to the fuzzy logic. Now we have seen the connectives, how this can be implemented with reference to the fuzzy logic. X and y means x and y is being represented this way: maximum of t of x comma t of y. The maximum of these two of the value will be taken as AND value. The maximum value with reference to t of x and t of y is been considered with reference to AND. Whereas in OR, the minimum value of t of x comma t of y is being considered. The minimum value of t of x and t of y is being considered. Whereas for negotiation, not x, 1 minus p of x is being considered. Now, for implication, t of x imply y, t of x implication y is t of x implication t of y. How it is been represented? It is represented maximum of 1 minus t of x comma minimum of t of x comma t of y. This is how it is being represented with the reference to fuzzy logic. This might look very much difficult and this might look very complicated, but in the remaining slides we are going to see how this is simple. Like this is a general format, or this is like a syntax. This is like a syntax to represent the truth value with reference to the different connectives. Now coming towards, like, see, considering the standard Boolean logic truth table of OR in the sense 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Okay, this is how it is been represented with reference to the values. Okay, I hope you understood something from today's session. I'll re-explain you this in another session to make these things very clear. I hope you understood something. If at all, if you have any doubt relating to today's session, please ping me on email address rahmat_ali2u@yahoo.com. That's all for today. See you in the next session, and we will continue from the same part. See you in the next session. All the best for the day. Thank you for joining.